A year, user. Shout outs to the intro. Welcome to Rich Talks, podcast where we do music commentary, cultural commentary, deep dives, and just interesting topics in general. I'm your host, Ankh, aka Ree. Now let's get into it. Hello, my listeners. Man, y'all, have y'all been following the World Cup? Like, this year has been great. Like, so many expectations circumvented. It's just been amazing. Like, hell, I even got to go to watch one of the games in person, and let me tell you that honestly, like, that in itself is an entirely different experience altogether. Like, I think everyone should like have that on their bucket list to cross off to attend a specifically a soccer game, but like not even just a soccer game, a World Cup game if you can. If it ever comes to your country, or you ever have the opportunity to, everyone should do it. Like, it's like, honestly, even especially as a sports fan, like if you're a real sports fan and just like love the excitement, the camaraderie of live events, and like honestly, it's just the World Cup just like puts it all at a different level, and it's just so real. It's really like it's one thing to watch it live on TV, but like it's an entirely different feeling when you're there on the pitch with all the other fans looking out into the stands and just seeing like faces just all disappear into like seas and waves of like whatever colors are like more representative of represented that day for like that match. You know what I mean? Like, you just see like waves of reds, yellows, blues, whites, like everything, man. It's crazy. And you know, like, it's just like the sheer awe of it just kind of washes over you, even if you're not really a soccer fan. Like, if you just go, like, the experience, it does. It just washes over you. And like when you just hear the entire stadium just singing or like chanting in unison, like it really does something to the mind, to the body, like to your soul, essentially. Like, I've honestly said, like, I've said to people that I personally think that this World Cup has really done much more for world peace than all the world leaders right now. And honestly, that's saying something. That's saying something. And just to put it into perspective for you guys, like, you had a country who, even though they qualified for the World Cup, they also happened to be in open war with one of the host countries of said World Cup. And yet those same Iranian players, they showed like the most class and restraint whenever they were asked to be on the pitch. And honestly, you gotta salute that. And you know, like, low key, I was just a little bit kind of hoping for a USA versus Iran matchup during the knockout stage, but like, you know, you win some, you lose some. But it was still just an amazing World Cup this year, and big congratulations to Spain for taking it all. Like, especially huge consideration for the Spanish goalkeeper, who I'm totally forgetting his name right now, but he only conceded one goal for the entire tournament. That's insane. Spain, well deserved. Like, they did amazing. It was great. It was really good. But you know, speaking of sports, I think that's a pretty good segue into the topic that I actually wanted to address today, about the rise and subsequent takeover of sports gambling and the strange grip that it's trying to put on the youth.
What did you say?
Yeah, nigga? Like, I actually said on the youth. Yeah, like, we all know that the youth are not actually allowed to gamble, obviously, but what what if, think about this, what if there's like some nefarious individuals that use methods that don't actually make the youth do illegal gambling activities, but what if like they're making it so that it seems less problematic or less detrimental through use of subliminal messaging to kind of lay a foundation, you know, using vehicles like those youth's favorite artists or a favorite streamer, or man, this word has actually started to get on my nerves in more recent years, but like their favorite influencer, you know, like that title alone is pretty ridiculous, because what actually is the job description of an influencer, if not just to be a human billboard or like walking commercial of sorts, you know what I mean, right? But yeah, we'll get to that. What I really want to discuss right now is the federal class action RICO lawsuit involving Drake, Aiden Ross, DJ Academics, and the online gambling platform known as Stake.
What did you say, nigga?
So the lawsuit alleges that they operated an illegal online gambling scheme and used the platform's funds to artificially inflate Drake's music streaming count.
He lied!
But to me, Stake is like a big propaganda vehicle, like, as well, that goes beyond Drake, because I think they basically use and manipulate these young kids to be influencers, you know, to further the company's agenda by any means necessary. And I'll explain how they actually do that. Like, so, you know, let's just get right to the nitty gritty. And because there's really, I feel like there's a lot of layers to all of this, and I hope it doesn't get confusing. I'm going to try not to confuse.
You're a victim.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little passionate too. So to begin with, we have to start by mentioning that Stake. I'm sure you've all heard of Stake before. Like, for those who haven't actually don't even know what Stake is, it's actually a crypto casino. So originally, Stake used to pay people who stream content on Twitch to promote their gambling services, until essentially a few prominent Twitch streamers, I should say, started speaking out against Stake for promoting gambling to Twitch's at the time, like, mostly young male audience, right? And rightfully so, because as I mentioned earlier, youth are not allowed to gamble, but they're being promoted to and indoctrinated to, in a sense, to be to sort of like be desensitized or be more familiar with the habit of gambling, right? So what happened is eventually Twitch, being that they're an Amazon-owned company, decided to ban all crypto gambling streams, such as Stake, Rollbit, and Dual Bits, just to name a few. Honestly, I haven't even ever heard of Rollbits or what was it, Rollbit and Dual Bits before. Only Stake specifically. So, but in a way, by Twitch doing this, they inadvertently created a new monster of their own, because Stake decided to launch their own streaming platform after they were banned from Twitch, which they called Kick.
Tomato.
Now, I know most of y'all have either seen clips of like different streamers or artists going viral with like those videos that just happen to show that little green Kick logo, green and white. Yeah, it's green, like a green and white logo. Kick logo in the bottom corner. Like, there's I'm gonna just say there's like a lot of degeneracy is made to be allowed on Kick, just as it is with human nature, because we are really messed up. Some of the content on Kick, it's like watching a car crash. Like you don't. Your intent is not to want to see anyone hurt, but you really can't look away, right? And it seems like a lot of people have used the anything for clout mentality on Kick to push boundaries further and further for that quick buck. You know what I mean? Like,
bitch.
I mean, look at what's his name? Dean the Great, for example, and Adrian Broner. They have some wild clips. Like they've been going viral over the internet lately because those guys stream exclusively on Kick, and because things they do and the things that they allow people to do and say on there normally would get them banned very quickly on other streaming platforms. It's accepted on Kick. Right, and people gamble on some of the things that people do. Like this is what Kick is. It's a machine, right? Listen, at the end of the day, Kick is actually just a front for stake.
What did you say?
It's Kick on the surface is like yet another streaming platform, but at its core, it's really a gambling marketing machine. Like, it uses bots and clippers to flood social media with stake-sponsored clips and streams to promote gambling, right? Hence why you constantly see Kick streamed clips all over social media all the time, right? All the time. Because they use bots and clippers. And when I say clippers, I don't mean like hedge clippers or the team from LA. I mean like a clipper is somebody that can be considered like a type of content creator that'll take long form videos, kind of like this one right here, and edit them into shorts, into like very short viral clips for TikTok, for YouTube Shorts, IG Reels, etc. Speaking of, you know what? If y'all know any good clippers, like send them my way, because I could use some help on clipping up some of my episodes here. You know, so I'm just getting off topic. And yeah, they do it for like TikTok, YouTube, IG Reels, and all that, and they're basically paid a set rate per 1,000 views, right? Hence why their clips essentially it tends to like flood the internet with like constant promotional content. You'll constantly see like sometimes the same clip like over and over again because different clippers are trying to like get their views up, you know what I mean, so they can get paid. Nasty because bitch. Essentially the more views that they can get on their clips, the more money they can earn, right? And in a way, you know, the gambling world, it can be very comparable to like the drug game, or even like the way big pharma operates. Like basically it all kind of relies on people's addictions. Nasty like bitch. The more addicted someone becomes to said substance, the more they're forced to rely on these providers, and the more they rely on these providers, the more they get addicted, which is all just like a circular way to say the gambling or pharma providers, essentially they just continue to rake in profits with this kind of vampirical method that they use. Nasty and bitch. Now they've gone the route of going after the youths in order to further expand their profit margins by creating these addicts before they're even at the age where they can fully participate in these games. You know what I mean? And I find it interesting, very interesting, that we all allow these entities to do exactly this, even though we're aware of it, right? Even if it's subconsciously you're aware of it, you are aware of it. And it kind of leads to a further degradation and destruction of our younger generation, because as you can see with every new generation, as they age, they always say about the generation after them, oh, like back in my day, we weren't like this. Like, this new generation's worse than my generation. Like, things like that, right? You know what I mean? So like it kind of then begs the question of who's really to blame for these things, right? Because although companies are started by a person or persons, once they essentially become corporations, they become their own entities. But these entities remove the actual humanity from it all because the bottom line is profits. The bottom line is profit, right? And I'm not even talking Moses. I'm talking. All right, I'm just being stupid. I'm sorry. But anyways, back to this company stake. I'm not sure if some of y'all realized, but when it comes to stake and its promotion, there's a very straightforward connection between them, right? DJ Academics and Drake and Stake. Like this connection, right? This connection being DJ Academics signed a deal to stream on Kick. And Drake's connection is the fact that he has a large promotional deal with Stake that I think might also include like partial ownership, but I'm not sure, but I feel like potentially that's part of what it is. Like, let me give you an example. You know, whenever there's like a huge sporting event, like a big UFC fight or whatever, you'll see Drake bet $1 million on Conor McGregor to win. Remember, Conor just recently fought. I say fought in quotations because there was no fight to be had. The man threw a flying jump kick and tore his meniscus or something. That was crazy. But when there's like a big thing, there's always a huge social media announcement out of the blue that Drake bet $1 million on this athlete or on this team or whatever. And I even remember that there was like a long stretch that happened, and usually like whenever Drake bet on the team loses.
Tomato.
It really got to the point where like it was jokingly dubbed on the internet as the Drake curse, right? And it seems like the Drake curse hit again recently, because didn't they recently during the World Cup finals, they said, oh, Drake bet 1.5 million on Argentina to win, and they lost. So like, it's ridiculous. And you know, that really got me thinking a bit, because how strange is it that there was only ever announcements about who Drake bet on, and why was it always $1 million bets? And yet, even with the announcement of such massive bet amounts, right, the actual odds would never change.
Nasty bitch.
Like, even the live betting, right? So like, how exactly was it that the betting odds didn't change at all when someone is announced to be betting $1 million on an underdog or the favorite? Or like, wouldn't that send people running to the betting market to either bet with the person who spent so much, or bet against them to test the odds? You know, like, I just feel like the math doesn't work, right? Unless of course that bet is really just a marketing engine used by the casino to trigger other people to make riskier large bets on the event in question. And it's not actually Drake is not actually betting that amount. That's just what the house, or in this case Stake, is claiming that he bet. So, right, because the house always wins, right? So how can the house lose if the house is betting on itself? Right? Also, I don't actually think Drake has actually like he doesn't. It's, I don't know, man. Like they say that Drake has this gambling problem or whatever, but I think his investment is that he has a stake in Stake.
He lied.
Right? And that's why it always gets announced, or this promotional deal always fits so that it's always claiming that Drake bet this amount on whatever. And it actually works. It works because, again, the house always wins. And like, think about, like, even in 2025, Drake got into it with Stake, actually, after claiming that Stake blocked his affiliate links and blocked his ability to withdraw funds. So Drake deactivated his Kick account and called the Stake co-founder a snake and a goof.
What
right?
did you say, nigga?
But then they quietly resolved things, even though he called him a snake and a goof publicly. But then they quietly resolved things, and they maintained the deal. And Drake's promotional obligations just essentially pivoted from him doing live kicks to live kick streams to only basically doing like Twitter and Instagram posts, right? So I truly do believe that Drake is literally being used as the engine to, in a way, groom the youths into believing that sports betting is not an addictive and reprehensible behavior that will lead to terrible outcomes. But you know, there's another layer involving Drake that adds to the story that almost never gets discussed because it seemingly gets buried by the company at the center of it. Drake is a major long-term client of a specific public relations firm called the Agency Group, aka TAG, right? And TAG basically specializes in the modern smear campaigns. Like, they specialize in modern smear campaigns using the internet, bots, and targeted clips to promote narratives of whoever their clients, Drake in this case, wish to tarnish. Right?
He lied.
Now, I know it might sound like some tinfoil hat shit, but I'm just saying this. That's what TAG does. Like, TAG actually ran one of the most successful campaigns on Drake's behalf, and that we all know about at this point because it's not even a secret. Because it's the now infamous, UMG used bots to boost Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us streams narrative. Remember? And we know this. We know this was a narrative curated by TAG because of this reason. TAG intentionally used the bot angle for Drake against UMG and Kendrick because TAG was concurrently being sued for deploying bots in another completely separate high-profile case tied to a different TAG client. You get me? Like, are you following along? I hope you're following along, right? Because really, it's a calculated and multi-layered crisis management strategy that gets used in high-stakes celebrity PR. And why do you think they do this? Because here's the thing about one thing that I learned about publicists. Publicists don't actually avoid a tactic because they're accused of it. What they'll do is they'll weaponize it. They'll gaslight the shit out of you to shift the narrative through several distinct legal and public relation maneuvers. Like, it's a very elaborate way of doing the I know you are, but what am I? You know what I'm saying? And really, like, the takeaway from the Drake UMG Kendrick botting allegations were, well, everybody does it, right?
He lied.
But like, despite the fact that in this instance, we not only have documented evidence of one group actually doing it, well, we only have documented evidence of one group actually doing it. But that one group that we have the evidence of is tagged themselves. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Enough regarding Drake, because I think you can kind of see the connection there with him, right? And now I'd kind of like to discuss DJ Academics' cosplaying flunky George Gwen. I think it's Gwen. You know, well, better known as Grand Wizard Chat Nigga.
What did you say, nigga?
You know, now, there's so many things wrong with this before I even go in on what's going on with him. Because can we really just address the sheer disrespect, the fetishization,
you're a victim,
and utter dislike of black people that you have to have in order to make your username Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, and there isn't even a single black thing about you. First of all, the name in itself is disrespectful, and that's a very it has a very it has like a minstrel show tone to it. You know what I'm saying? Especially because it comes from a person who ain't even black. And cause not even just that, like, yo, historically the term Grand Wizard was and it probably still is the title for the highest ranking position in the KKK.
What did you say, nigga?
Yeah. So first and foremost, you're spitting in black people's faces, George. Secondly, the other half of your name, Chat Nigga. You ain't even a nigga.
He lied.
You ain't even black. You, sir,
you're a victim.
Are an obese Vietnamese man from Australia that talks spicy and attacks black people online for entertainment and profit.
Nasty bitch.
And DJ Academics co-signs all of this by continually using you as his online attack dog and mouthpiece, because then he can say it didn't come from him, it came from the chat. He can have that plausible deniability. It's like, yo, that's my man's, but you know, like, I support my man's, but I'm not I don't support like the things he says type of thing. That plausible deniability that he can get away with. I'm like knocking shit over all over the place. But you know, it kind of seems like that loyalty, it kind of seems to have its limit, because when your freedom is at stake, loyalty gets tested, right? Because it was recently discovered that George is actually under investigation in Australia for his role in the series of lawsuits. Like these same lawsuits that involve Drake and Steak and what's up with that? And Academics, right? Like, while Academics publicly pretending like nothing's wrong or he's fine or whatever, and Drake himself refuses to respond to any of these allegations publicly, it kind of seems like George is ready, willing, and able to throw them both under the bus in order to save his own ass, right? Isn't that ironic that George is ready, willing, and able to throw two black men under the bus to save his own ass? Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, right? Right? Anyways, he has had investigators come to his house and speak to him and his parents. He told them explicitly that he works on behalf of DJ Academics and Drake. he's in messages saying that academics told him that Charlemagne the God is just mad that he no longer controls the narrative anymore, and that's why he's working with Rock Nation to harass them with fraudulent lawsuits. Like it's really it's gotten into conspiracy theory territory for him too. Like even academics recently did the sit down with Charlemagne, that recorded that 2.5 hour sit down, and honestly, like Charlemagne just showed a masterclass in showing that he is he's been in the media too long, man. Like Charlemagne made academics look crazy, like look super paranoid and lost in the sauce during that sit down that they had, right? God damn it. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, it made him look crazy in that sit down that they had. And basically George is saying that the academics told him to take the gloves off with Charlemagne, because Ak was suspecting that Charlemagne was working for Rock Nation. So Grand Wizard Chat Nigga started getting his clip farming team to start again bringing up those the clips and allegations that always come up every 2 years whenever Charlemagne potentially has a new deal to mess up his deal in regards to some stuff that he did when he was younger. And I'm not gonna get into that right now, but like
tomato.
Apparently this thing was resolved a long time ago, and like I don't know, like everyone always tries to bring it up to try to sabotage Charlemagne, but it doesn't seem to be working anymore. Anyway, George said he only runs Academics TV, the Twitter account, and the Grand Wizard Chat Nigga IG account, and he basically hires hundreds of interns, aka bot vendors, really, because that's really what they are. Like they're not actual regular people. He's hiring bot vendors to basically run the other pages, right? Because George
nasty bitch
fears that if they look into the crypto accounts, his house might get raided. So that's why he's telling, or he's cooperating with the investigators. So really and truly, what this tells us is that George, or Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, or whatever, is essentially just a well-paid content clip agent. Like essentially, Drake and academics pay him, and he then pays the bot and clip farmers to act on their behalf. You know, like just like any propaganda or media machine would do, if you really think about it. And people don't realize that it's this simple to do. Like it doesn't have to be as sophisticated as we've always assumed. You would need like all of these different things to get this going. Like the internet is a different beast entirely. Like, you know, a lot of these clips that go viral, they aren't done so naturally, you know? Like
he lied.
It's the game of capitalism. Like it's always been in the game of capitalism. It's always been like a pay to play playground, right? And if anything, George is just the middleman or the patsy that academics and Drake are willing to use as the lightning rod for the lawsuit, publicly at least. Because they ain't saying nothing. They haven't said shit about it publicly, you know. But one of the allegations alleged in the ongoing RICO alleges that Drake, Aiden Ross, George, Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, and DJ Academics have been using Stake's unmonitored tipping feature to discreetly transfer massive sums of cryptocurrency back and forth to evade financial regulation.
Nasty bitch.
And that crypto is then converted into cash to pay the digital vendors who, again, deploy automated bots, streaming farms, political endorsements, targeted campaigns against their adversaries. It's used to pay all of that. Like, these crypto accounts have already been flagged for by investigators. Right? So it's like, is anything really untraceable? You know what I'm saying? Like, the two legal entities and individuals responsible for the current lawsuit against Drake, and academics are actually very public as well. Like, one is the Impressa Legal Group, which is a law firm who actually specializes in uncovering digital and financial trails, and the other is actually like more class action, because it's actually a bunch of private everyday people who feel defrauded by Stake's deceptive marketing. One major point that I think this lawsuit has brought to light, at least in the public's eye, is that there are plenty of these clip farm operations happening around the world for an obvious multitude of different reasons. And some are likely legit, simply to promote content, right? But as the saying goes, with every light casts a shadow. So for all the ones doing it right, you know, there's probably going to be a numerous amount of them that operate for more nefarious reasons, like ones that are inciting violence and like manipulation, again, through use of clips, right? If the everyday person keeps seeing the same clips of violence over and over again on every platform they visit, it's eventually going to start skewing their perception, right? Because the way these clips go viral is that they never provide you with the full context of what's going on, right? And oftentimes the wrong or incorrect caption is assigned to them in order to stimulate specific reactions from people. Like, oftentimes some of these clips are from videos from years and years ago, but then they just get into the clip farm and they start going viral again. And people think that it's like something that's happening more recently, and it skews their perception and stuff because it's made to like really, because it gives you, it's made to what's the word, rage bait, I guess. Yeah, because it's designed to stimulate like specific reactions from you, right? And that stuff eventually snowballs, and then the original context just completely disappears because of the new narrative that they're trying to push and trying to get the people to buy into, right? The thing that I think makes this Stake lawsuit a little bit like unique is the reason I think that this lawsuit kind of shines like a light on things for the general masses is the fact that this operation is really tied to like a massive global celebrity people that has a very high visibility. So it's much harder for them to kind of hide their hands after they threw all of these rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people have it in their minds that Drake is like Teflon and he can't fail, like, no matter what. But I don't think people understand how deep the stakes are in this case. And no pun intended, of course. This is serious stuff. Because although the lawsuit was filed by the entities I mentioned earlier, rumor does have it that like the real main force behind this lawsuit actually does include like U.S. government officials. Like, for example, the Los Angeles City attorney filed a historic lawsuit against Stake, while like many other elected state and city officials around the United States have also been trying to aggressively crack down on crypto gambling platforms being used for political gain, right? And that's not even to mention the fact that traditional casinos absolutely hate stake. Like, they hate them with a passion. Why? Because stake basically operates as a sweepstakes casino, and they make billions of dollars bypassing all of the strict regulations and massive taxes that all of the traditional casinos and gaming firms and gambling institutions have to pay and abide by. Right? So traditional casinos are also using their lobbying power to pressure ambitious politicians to shut that shit down, to shut stake down, right? And as well as the fact that Drake is a massive celebrity, you have DJ Academics and Aiden Ross being huge stake streamers, and George, Grand Wizard Chat nigga, being from Australia is also important, because think about this. Australia has very strict gambling laws, like one of the strictest gambling laws in the world, and they actually have a total ban on the main offshore version of stake. So George being tied to this is very, very problematic for him. It's actually much worse for him, right? And him thinking that like his house might get raided, it might just, and they might take all of your electronics. I mean, they're probably gonna take all your crypto too. Like, this is some high stakes that y'all are gambling with. Like, it makes this all of this, right? Like, it really makes it the perfect operation to attack and to set an example of, like, given the amount of money and the high profile participants that are involved. And just think about this for a second. The exact same network structure that George is accused of running, right? That using anonymous money to hire a broker who commands an army of clip creators, which is backed by a bot farm to manipulate what millions of people see on their feeds. That's a blueprint. Think about it. That is a blueprint. Like, that same blueprint was and is still being used to make Drake look popular and all of his enemies look bad and compromised.
What did he say?
Right? While also being used to steer kids towards crypto casino. And who's to say that this exact same bot infrastructure and clip farms can't be used as vehicles for political campaigns or foreign governments or corporate entities to do nefarious things, like I don't know, maybe rig elections,
Nasty
spread
bitch.
dangerous misinformation, I don't know, ruin reputations overnight, cancel culture.
What did you
In
say,
fact,
nigga?
one of the accusations that was actually levied against Drake and Academics is in one of the lawsuits was that they have been paid by Trump and Republicans for endorsement. You know why I say that? Because y'all remember when Trump and the White House used the Iceman album release for promotion themselves, where they had the logo, the Iceman logo with a chain that said MAGA on it, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing publicly said by Drake to say, hey, I don't want Iceman promoted like this, or I don't want Iceman to promote this. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
In my Umar voice, y'all don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
You know? Anyways. Yo, but I still got a lot. Nah, really, I still got a lot more to say about this. Cause maybe I'll save it for a part 2 or something, because I gotta get up out of here. I got some stuff to do. But I know it's been a minute, y'all. I really do. I truly do. I know it's been a minute, but just like the fat man says to his doctor when he steps on the scale, I'm sorry for the wait. But, with that, I'm out, y'all. Salute to the outro. Peace.